Hello everyone, this is Telenissa, and I'm here to bring you another WeakAuras, this time on the Demonology Warlock. If you guys like the video and the WeakAura, please remember to give the video a thumbs up. And if you would like to see more of my WeakAuras as well as other Legion content to come in the future, please remember to subscribe, and hopefully you guys enjoy. So onto the WeakAura, we have a fairly simple one in the fact that it's very straightforward in what it wants to do. So you create demons, you empower them, and then when you have a lot of demons up, you use your artifact ability to do more damage. And the way you generate soul shards as well as how the talents interact with your kit is very interesting. So what we have to start off with is our demonic empowerment on the left. So basically when you summon a set of demons, you generally want to use demonic empowerment to give them that buff, so that increased health as well as haste. So very fantastic to increase the overall damage output of all your demons. So the demons we can summon are currently the called Dreadstalkers as well as the imps from Hand of Gul'dan. So with Called Dreadstalkers, it costs 2 soul shards to create 2 Dreadstalkers, so a very strong ability, and one that you should use off cooldown at every moment. Next we have our Hand of Gul'dan, which is basically our large soul shard spender, in that between 1 to 4 soul shards, and you cast this ability, it will consume that many soul shards that you have and create that many imps. So very fantastic to do a lot of damage, and again it interacts with demonic empowerment. So every time you summon through each of these spells, you of course demonic empower them to let them deal more damage. Next we have our dot in Doom. So Doom is a very interesting dot in my opinion, where it only deals its damage at the end of after the dot expires, and then it will generate a soul shard, and it has some interactivity with the talents that you can choose from. Next we have our artifact ability in TK's Consumption, or Thelkeel's, or whatever his name is, and basically it will deal damage based on how many demons you have out currently. So the more demons you have out, the more damage it will do. So generally from what I've seen is that if you have both your Dreadstalkers, 2 forecasts of imps as well as your Grimoire and possibly your Doomguard, you will get the most out of that ability. Generally after you cast the second Hand of Gul'dan, you want to immediately cast your TK's Consumption and then follow that up with demonic empowerment, so because you don't want to clip the first set of your wild imps and miss out on the extra damage that TK's Consumption can provide. So again, very strong ability, and it does give some credence to being able to know how many demons you have out and then properly execute a large hard-hitting move. The next 2 big cooldown demons that we can summon are in the Infernal, which is AoE for stunning and damage through its Immolation Aura, and then Doomguard, which is more of a single target hitter. Lastly, we have our Unending Resolve. So a very it pretty much reduces the damage you take by 40% for 8 seconds, and granting you immunity to interrupts and silence effects. So very fantastic in both any situation. On the right we have our Unending Corruption, or Unending Resolve. It will show up highest, and then just below that we have our Dark Pact, which is one of the talents that you can choose, and then below that is of course your Soul Leech. So all very good defensives, but the more important ones will show over the other absorb shields. So getting into talents, I currently have this setup. So Shadowy Inspiration, Improved Dreadstalker's Demon Skin, Power Trip, Dark Pact, Grimoire of Service, and Demon Bolt. Of course, the UI is completely set up to where if you switch between one of the talents, the UI will switch with you, so do not worry about that, about having my specific setup, because it will change with you if you need a specific talent for a specific reason. So I see a lot of people going Burning Rush and other such movement abilities to better benefit their leveling up, or in dungeons where movement is more required. And Dark Pact is a fantastic spell to give you that extra defensive, but if you do not need it, or if you're, let's say, a different spec than Demonology, where your pet is, of course, have less health, then you do not benefit as much from Dark Pact. So it is out there for you guys. So Shadowy Inspiration is fantastic to help you generate that soul shards right after using Demonic Empowerment. Improved Dreadstalkers just gives you that 2 extra demons. They are considered separate beings, so you do summon 4 demons instead of just the 2 Dreadstalkers. Other than that, we have Demonic Skin, which is fantastic to make your Soul Leech passive and generate more based on your health. Because Mortal Coil is not that useful, especially the CC is less impactful in PvE environments, and the healing that you get is generally not that important. Shadow Fury, fantastic CC ability for those times when you need to CC a whole pack of things, and Shadow Fury can definitely get that done. Next we have the Power Trip. So Power Trip is fantastic to whenever you're using Demonic Empowerment, which you will be fairly frequently. It will generate that extra soul shard, which is very helpful. Hand of Gul'dan, Doom is an interesting spell, but unless you are hitting things that will allow the Doom dot to tick down, it's not really that useful, because if it dies before Doom expires, then you miss out on both the damage as well as the generation of the soul shard. So other than that, we have like Soul Harvest, which is an interesting spell, but one that is again Fexter Doom, which is one of those very interesting dot spells which is very hard to play around with unless you are in a very specific, maybe like council fight. Again, the utility spells in the defensives and movement speed. So again, I've said the usefulness of each of them. Next we have our Grimoire abilities. With all of them, still Grimoire of Service seems to be the best one. It gives you a wide variety of abilities to both interrupt, CC, taunt, and just get general damage out there. Next we have the 3 100 talents. I am currently using Demon Bolt because it again focuses on being able to do more damage the more demons you have out, which is basically what your artifact weapon is going for. So hopefully you guys enjoy the WeakAura and my long-winded explanation, and I will see you guys next time for another WeakAura and other Legion content to come. Thank you very much, and I will see you guys next time.